Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to another episode of Planet's Coaster Alton Towers. Today we are moving from the central plaza area that houses the whole tunnel to the other part of X Sector which houses Rehydrator. Well, it used to be Rehydrator, now I understand it's the donut factory, which is a bit weird, but I prefer the name Rehydrator. As well as that, we're going to be doing a bit of work on the overbank as well. Well, not really the overbank as in the supports, I mean the tunnel that the train comes out of to go over the overbank. So yeah, let's get right into the first time lapse. So then, starting off the first time lapse of the video, we are starting the whole foundation wall, or whatever you want to call it, that actually keeps the Rehydrator in place and sort of like cuts it off from the plaza area. What I would love for Alton Towers to do in the future is get rid of that donut factory that's taking up the space in there and make it some sort of pathway so that you can just walk right through there into the plaza. I mean, that would be great, wouldn't it? I'm not sure if you used to be able to do that when the Rehydrator, sorry, I keep saying Hydrator, it's Rehydrator. I'm not sure if you were able to do that when the Rehydrator was there, but it would be amazing to see, don't you think? Just get rid of the donut factory. It's horrible, it's overpriced as well. I saw some of the prices in that place last year, and was it like £4 just for one donut? It's just, why would anyone pay that? So just did a bit of the decoration there. A lot of this time lapse is cut up so that the video can be much shorter instead of just watching like a 30-minute long video with me ranting about some things. And there's some like little stripy arrows go around the Rehydrator in real life. I was thinking about doing those arrows with tons of tiny little pieces, but then I remember we've got a whole park to do, so don't get too stocked up on pieces right now. So instead I just use these curb striped pieces that have been in the game since it launched really. I've never really used them that much, but just for that, it's a tiny little detail. You're not really going to pay attention to it, so it doesn't really matter if they're arrows or not. So in real life they are arrows, but on here they're just stripes, unfortunately. But now I'm just starting the actual main, not really the main part of it, but the upper part of the Rehydrator. I think this still just operates as a refreshment stand. I'm not entirely sure, I don't know, but from what I saw on Street View, it is a refreshment stand. Basically, you just get your snacks or drinks, whatever you want. I've actually done a bit of work, of course, like I said, the time lapse is cut a bit. And I've put that new piece of theming that they actually put for the start of the 2019 season. I think it was the 2019 season, it could have been the 2018 season that he put that theming on there, but it's like these orange pipes that go on the top. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's a tiny little thing really, you're not going to pay attention to it. Before, that's had so many things being put on top of that roof. I think when it first opened it was just the Oblivion logo, then it was changed to Coca-Cola when that sponsorship was brought in, and then it was Fanta when that sponsorship was brought in, and then when Smiler opened it was Smiler's logo was put on the top of there. And then in 2015, you know what happened in 2015, so they got rid of Smiler's logo and it was just a blank roof until I think the 2019 season when they finally put that theming structure on the top of that roof. And now also with that theming structure, some really good lights but you can only see at Scarefest, and orange lights that shine onto the drop of Oblivion. I have of course put these into the recreation, we're not leaving anything out, and you know, it's good to see Alton Towers paying attention to permanent lighting now. They've done it with Galactica and Wicker Man, and now with Oblivion of course. I would just love to see some proper permanent lighting on something like Smiler, because right now the only thing that lights up Smiler during Scarefest is the Marmalizer, and it's horrible, it looks horrible. I remember the promos of Smiler when we had all those blue and white spotlights coming out of the Smiler. Imagine if they kept those. Of course, I imagine they were rentals and they just used them for that promo, but imagine if they kept them. That would have been amazing, don't you think? So here I'm doing these spiral staircases, kind of a thing I forget about really. I don't think I've ever been up these spiral staircases, because why, when there's a ramp off to the side? Well, it's not really a ramp, it's just a normal pathway. So course put those in. They look really jagged and really horrible. I do understand they don't look at all pleasing, but the thing is, you've got to remember there's a whole other park, not other, but like a whole park we've got to do. So I really just can't spend time putting all of this tiny little detail and tiny little pieces into these sorts of things. That cutbacks have got to be made, unfortunately, and this is what stuff's going to look like. It's not going to be majorly detailed, but I will try my best to make it look as realistic as possible. So just finishing off the Rehydrator's building just here, putting on the final finishing touches. I think I still need to do the fencing. There I go, I'm doing the fencing now. Was going to use that, turns out it didn't fit, so just started making my own fences. When's past that I'm going to realise? There we go. Use the other fences, there we go, lovely. These fences, I want to talk about them actually. I think Hydro made them? Hydro, if you're watching this video, I don't know if you made these fences. I have no idea. But yeah, they are Team TK pieces off the workshop. I get so many Team TK pieces off the workshop because there's a lot of really good realism things on the workshop now. Before it was like Harry Potter animatronics someone was doing, and you know, just stuff that I don't really want to use, but now there's so many realism pieces going on there, and it's all thanks to Hydro. Actually, Hydro's actually been doing a ton of modelling work with Team TK. He's done like B&M track connectors and B&M spines. I think he used that for Fury 325. He's done like tables and chairs and fences. You know, fantastic work from Hydro, and it's really been helpful so far in this Alton Towers recreation. Of course, using this pathing sort of cover, because the path can't actually go into this section because it's a dead end, and there's no point in putting or going through the effort of all this pathing, misspoke there. If the peeps, not the peeps, but the guests, I keep calling them peeps because I'm so used to RCT3. But there's no point in doing all the paths in that sort of plaza area if they're not going to go in there anyway, because why would they? There's nothing there. So just doing a bit of scenery. Of course, I've got N7's tree pack loaded up. I'm going to try and keep the use of N7's tree pack to the bare minimum, because there are a lot of pieces in that tree pack. And I do, of course, want to keep the piece count down, but I want to make my trees look nice and realistic. So no sacrifices must be made. In real life, I think there are vending machines on these walls that I'm actually doing right now, but I've decided not to include them because piece count, and it's a tiny little thing. I doubt people will care about them. Here I'm using Hydro's tables and chairs. Honestly, fantastic work from Hydro, really good realism pieces, and here's a few cinematics. So then on to the second part of the video. We are starting on the tunnel, well, the exit of the tunnel, let's say, not the actual tunnel, and we're starting off with doing the perimeter fencing around Smiler and around the exit of the tunnel. Not really sure what to actually call it. Let's just call it the tunnel exit, to be honest. This perimeter fencing has actually gone under a lot of changes through the years. When Black Hole used to be there, I believe this perimeter fencing wasn't actually there at all, really. It was just these sort of bars or anything, whatever they're called, I don't know. And the water was actually used to prevent people from, of course, trying to enter the tunnel. And well, there were fences, of course, at the tunnel exits, but for the whole perimeter fence, it was just these low down bars, and it wasn't really stopping a lot of people, to be honest. I don't know if anyone actually tried, but yeah, they were very low down. Anyway, well, when Smiler got built, they actually redid all this fencing. They put these sort of stone thingamabobs, I don't know what to call them, but I'm putting those in now as the spooky walls. God, I am really screwing up my words here, aren't I? And I'm using those pieces because, well, piece count. In Nemesis, I use like all these wooden pillar pieces and it put the piece count way up, and so I didn't want to use those. Now we're doing the actual fencing. The fencing for this is very similar to the tunnel entrance fencing, where it's like angled up to a 45-degree angle. It's probably not 45 degrees, I don't know for definite, but yeah, it's basically that sort of fencing. It's very easy and simple to do, and here we're doing these sort of pipes that come out of the tunnel exit. Not really sure why there are pipes. I don't know what that has to do with Oblivion, to be honest. Like, unless they're pumping something into the riders, I don't know. That did not sound right, did it? And of course, doing the scenery in real life, there's actually water around this tunnel exit, but of course, with the restrictions of the Planet Coaster terrain tool, it's just not possible. So we've come to the end of today's video as I do the trees around the back here. Thank you very much for watching. If you do enjoy these Planet Coaster Alton Towers videos, then please do consider subscribing, because it helps out the channel a lot more than you think. And of course, please do hit that notification bell to never miss a video, really. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video of Alton Towers, where we'll be doing work on the Overbank and Enterprise.